I manifested my dream life under 3 months. I quantum jumped in the future and got absolutely everything that I ever wanted. Yada, 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 yada. Let's talk about it. Manifestation, aka law of attraction, aka lucky girl syndrome. I feel like it's been taking over social media for quite a while now, and honestly, to me, it's a little bit concerning because people lack understanding of what manifestation and manifesting is. So, honestly, to what extent is that true? And to be honest, my views on that are quite shared. And when this thing happens, what I do is I activate critical thinking, meaning I usually take what feels good and smart and true and rational, and I rule out what seems completely unachievable and just way too delusional to a point where you go like, okay, well, this just couldn't happen and like shouldn't naturally happen. Let's please all collectively understand one thing. We are mature adults, right? We know how to navigate internet. At least I really hope you do, because if you still don't, actually I should make a video about that one day. But let's activate critical thinking. Manifesting, the way it is presented, at least on social media, is rooted in privilege and in different types of privilege. Let's start with white privilege. Let's keep going with beauty privilege, youth privilege, social class privilege, aka basically money privilege. Any type of privilege, meaning things that were just handed to you. You were just born into them. You were born in this body. You were born in the body that is thin and good looking, and people just naturally like it because this is the beauty standard. You are a young person, especially if you are a young woman or a woman presenting person. This world loves it. You were born into money. You did not get that money. You were just born into that. So all those manifestations, all those opportunities naturally gonna come to you. And maybe sometimes it's gonna feel like you are actively manifesting things, while in fact, these things were supposed to come into your life naturally, because once again, you already had the predispositions for everything. It was just a matter of time. I swear to God, those same things are not gonna come, or not gonna come easily to a person of similar age as you, but different social class, different skin color. If you're a black queer girl versus a girl like Alex Earl, it is not gonna be the same. I am sorry to be the bearer of those news, but it is just a hard pill to swallow. Does it mean that you are doomed? No. Life is still, thankfully, more complex than that. But now that I'm thinking of it, I should say that I have never seen a black content creator ever say, I manifested, like everything that I have in life, I manifested it. I just woke up one day and I just started manifesting, and it just appeared in my life. It is always white people. It is always us. And it's funny because I just watched a TikTok of a girl. I'm not gonna name her because I'm not trying to call her out. She's a really cute girl, but this just really correlates with what I'm talking about. She is a white girl. She lives in Paris, and she has been hunting for her dream apartment. She really wanted one. She's like, I want this one. And then she applied to have it, and her papers were basically refused. But she's a very, very, very determined woman. And she is also lucky today to have a job that covers her fees more than enough. I don't want to say that she is rich, because that's not an objective word, but she's very comfortable in life. So she did what? She basically called the landlord and told him, hey, I am ready to pay upwards for the next year, which is an insane amount of money, or just like put aside this amount of money in my bank account, something which is almost basically the same. You just freeze your rent for a whole year. That's a lot. And she got the apartment. Good for her. This is amazing news. I am really happy for her, and it really shows how sometimes being very determined in life helps you in a good way. However, besides being determined, she is very comfortable financially. Good for her. Once again, I know that she worked for that wealth. She doesn't come from money, but still, as of today, she has this money. It doesn't matter how determined you are sometimes if you don't have certain privileges. Had she been just as determined as she is now and showing herself now, but without the money, the landlord would have said no, like 10 times out of 10. Let's just be completely realistic. So I say, like real life examples, you are manifesting money in abundance. You want more money. Well, be realistic. Go to college. Study finances. Go to the fields where you know for sure you're going to make more money than the average. You want healthier looking body. You want a leaner body. Opt for healthy food options. Make decisions that just make sense, that are realistic. And I also feel like the toxic side of manifesting is people believe that if they manifest very actively for a certain amount of time, they can get things quicker, which is once again not true. Let's talk about getting a leaner body if this is what you want. Doesn't matter how much you're manifesting, your body needs time to process things. If you change the way you eat, if you start exercising, whatever it is you change, your body is not supposed to lose weight under 2 weeks. The healthiest way for your body to lose weight is to do it progressively. I think it's like half a kilo every week. Once again, the healthiest option. So why are we even manifesting that? Like, timing is very annoying. I am an impatient person in that sense, at least. I hate timing. I would love things to come quicker to me, but I really feel like life is about routine. I am a firm believer that this life is about learning shit about time, learning how time works, and trying to enjoy basically our journey. I hate to say enjoy our journey because it just sounds so basic, but it is just what it is. It's not about achieving those goals. It's really about trying to find joy in those everyday actions. And yes, it is hard and tedious, but what else? What? This is life, sweetheart. But let's talk about the good side of manifesting, because as I said, like, my views are shared, so I do partially believe in it. Let me explain in what way. I'd say the first one is the power of focus and intention, which are absolutely amazing things. The more focused you are on achieving certain goals, let's say you want to go to this college, you absolutely want to go there, and you know that it's really hard, only 100 people out of million get accepted. The more focused you are on that, the more you think about that, the more you manifest, the higher chances that your brain is going to put all this energy into learning, studying, maybe reworking your resume. Basically, it's going to help your brain prioritize all actions that are focused around this activity. And for once, this definition is backed up by science, so let's read it together. It's going to take us 3 seconds. It is called reticular activating system, which is a network in the brain that filters incoming information and highlights what aligns with your thoughts and beliefs. And it is a positive thing if, once again, you really focus on this goal and you want it. You should keep manifesting. It is healthy. The second one is visualizing things, making visualization boards if it feels good to you, or simply visualizing things in your head. I'm actually thinking about a great example. I used to dance when I was younger, and our coach would always tell us, when you learn a new dance, make sure that you rehearse it in your head. It's really gonna help you strengthen the muscle memory for some reason. And I know that a lot of professional athletes do that too. And once again, we are being backed up by the science. The science says when you visualize achieving a goal, your brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with this goal, which basically makes learning like new skills or going into some kind of direction that you chose for yourself easier. Once again, amazing. I feel like it's a good mental exercise to visualize. And also, let's say you're into making visual boards. It feels good. When you make yourself a board, like things that I want to get in 2025, and you put very specific things, it feels good to look at them because you know that these things are achievable. Let's say that in 2025, you want to move a new apartment, you want to get your driver's license, and you want to take your mom on holidays in Italy. These things are still achievable depending obviously on your financial situation, but let's say overall, they are more or less achievable. It feels good to look at those damn images. It feels amazing to imagine yourself be there. So I feel like it's really like kind of encouraging your brain in a certain way keep doing that. It cannot hurt you. For as long as something cannot hurt you too much, you should keep doing it. And once again, it's realistic. Visualizing things for yourself, it feels good. It feels realistic. Also, quite aligned with what I just said, but I feel like positive thinking really helps your mental health. We all know by this point that speaking negatively about yourself or your life impacts your mental health, and it really kind of makes your brain feel that this is your new reality. So I stopped saying things about myself. I can still say like, I feel bad, or I feel this type of way, but you're never gonna hear me say, I am ugly, I am poor. I'm just saying it like that. You're never gonna catch me say those things simply because I refuse to let my brain believe it even for a spare second. So feeling something is okay. Saying that I am this, that's just a no-goer. I really feel like the moment I started speaking more positively about myself, somehow I gained more confidence. So once again, it's in. We want it. It's a good and healthy thing. Back to the focus, I also forgot to say that I feel like focused thinking helps your thoughts be more aligned with your actions, which is exactly what we want. Because very often when we have a goal in our head, we think a lot about it, we imagine it, but it's kind of hard sometimes to start acting on it. So the more you think about it, the more you imagine it in details, the readier your brain is, the more ready your brain is going to be to start acting on those things. So maybe it's a good ground. So maybe manifesting in this sense is a good ground for your brain and for your body to prepare themselves to act on those goals. And I also feel like we should neglect the placebo effect. Simply imagine that you have already achieved something that you've been dreaming about, helps you boost your confidence, maybe encourages you and motivates you in a good way. I'm pretty sure that also reduces stress, but I'm gonna leave this conversation to scientists. That's placebo effect in. This is fine, not harmful. Please remember that there are things in life that you cannot fight however much you want it, however angry you are against them, aka capitalism, patriarchy, class division. What you can do is to fight it on a more personal level. And as I said, if you are looking to achieve more abundance, take the damn class, go to the damn college, try to find ways to make more money, get on several jobs, put money on side, save them, do everything that's in your power directly as of today and for the near future. Work on yourself, work on the self-discipline. Those are the things that can really help you get a better routine, a healthier routine, and potentially later with this healthier routine, have better health, find a better job. So whatever it takes to put yourself on this better off financial path. Life is always going to be about working both smart and hard, especially if you're not a Nepo baby, because all them Nepo models thinking that they're exactly what they're supposed to be, while in fact they do not match the industry beauty criteria. That is just so completely unrealistic, but it is what it is. For as long as you're not a Nepo baby, sweetheart, you're gonna have to work a lot. It is what it is. We're not comfortable with it, but we just have to accept it and use the means that are in our power directly. And I swear to God, every single person has specific tools, specific skills, and specific knowledge that they can use in life to get themselves to a better and a happier place, whatever it is your goal. But once again, you have to start acting on it. Thinking about it is not going to lead you anywhere. Just thinking is not going to lead you anywhere. If it is backed up by action, this is amazing. So to sum up, is manifesting overall a bad thing? No. As I listed several reasons, I do not think it's a bad thing. I think it still can be used in your life in a very positive way. However, the way manifesting is presented on social media is very unhealthy. These people literally capitalize on your misery, because people who are actively manifesting very often are profoundly unhappy or in debt or fighting some kind of societal issues, class division, whatever it is that you're fighting. But you're not coming from the place of happiness because you know that if you have to manifest something, it's because you lack it. It's because you simply don't have it. And I still want to say that I am shared on manifesting as being a part of, I would say overall, I am the kind of person that is at the same time very realistic and very grounded, but is also very spiritual. So sometimes it's hard to talk about these subjects because you really don't know what's the reality part is, what's the spirituality part is. So as I said, I activate my critical thinking. I take what feels good. I take what feels fine. I take what gives me a lot of comfort. A big part of me still realizes that, to me personally, life is bigger than just the reality that we can see, we can touch, we can feel, but it is so to me. You are allowed to have a different opinion. However, I am never gonna fully rely on my spirituality. I know that I'm a human being. I know that I live in this society. I know that I have a life expectancy. I know that I do not come from a privileged environment at all. I was raised by a single mom. We never had money. I still have a certain amount of privilege, thankfully, but overall I had a very rough start to my life. So find the right balance. Find the balance that feels good to yourself. Do not be delusional to the point where you just blindly follow all of them content creators who keep telling you to manifest, 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 and that's all you do. Manifest when you have time, and on the next morning, please get up. Write yourself a little to-do list. Once again, break down all of your goals into very achievable things. I just made a video on that. You can literally go back and watch it. I feel like it could be helpful. And please start acting. Do not get discouraged. I know that life is hard. I know, sweetheart, I wish I could help you. I wish I could come and hug you and like do something for you. But the way that I'm trying to help you today is by encouraging you, because I have been encouraging myself my whole life. It has not been easy, but it has been very helpful. So encourage yourself and find people around you who encourage you just as much. A lot of things do start with self-confidence. I'm not saying you're going to be the next president of the United States, but you might as well just have a very, very comfortable life if you are comfortable enough in your own skin and confident. So